Alright, another edition of What the Fuck happening in the YouTube atheist community. I got a headache edition. But whenever, should have a headache. It's been a rough week. Drama everywhere. So anyway, I guess I'll start with my videos of the week. I had a ton of videos, like always. Alright, lots of this DMCA stuff, and then Vlogger Heads, a whole bunch of fights over there. I'll post a link to one video, that I thought was a pretty good video. It was just kind of an interesting, introspective video. I think it was a good video. It wasn't the usual argument kind of video. It was a real person kind of video. So it was pretty good. On the DMCA thing, when I'm speaking of Vlogger Heads, somebody over there did make a what he called a tribute video. Obviously, it really wasn't a tribute, but just playing clips of me to Surfer Girls, the Beach Boys song, and it sort of brings up, it's not a video I'm going to, I have to go DMCA that. But it just brings up the whole point that the polite thing to do would be to ask somebody if it's okay to do this shit and say, okay, I'll make the video and then I'll show it to you first, and then you can say no or yes. Because it's really not outrageous, but this line of outrageous, this line of fair, the first person that should have the right to say it is the person you're doing it to. That's the courtesy. That's the polite thing to do. But, fuck that, right? So anyway, then we have to resort to laws because people just they can't offer people common courtesy. They can't do the do unto others kind of thing. They have to play these fucking games. But anyway, enough said on that. Jama Flipper guy, he's made a couple of videos on the subject. Kind of, wavery. He's just kind of trying to figure it out himself. So he's kind of combining YouTube terms of service with the DMCA, and they really don't have anything to do with each other. You don't enforce the terms of service explicitly in a courtroom. What you say is YouTube doesn't obey their own terms of service, which they don't. The YouTube terms of service mean absolutely nothing because YouTube doesn't. They write something, it doesn't mean anything. You're technically not supposed to be downloading content off of YouTube. And if you respond to content, what you're supposed to do is stream it, play it, and respond to it. You're not supposed to edit it, in your editors. But anyway, that sort of is the explicit law of YouTube. They do contradict themselves in places, but the contradiction is an illusion because when you really follow what they're saying, the explicit statement is it's not your content. You can't take their content. You can't take the person's content. But anyway, regardless. Every time we download this stuff and play with it, that's a violation. But, when I do the audio thing, I am streaming it, so at least those videos aren't a violation. And I have occasionally streamed it while I videotape it with my camera, which I guess technically would also not be a violation. So I think technically that's the terms of service say, and the law is something to be figured out. But what was brought up in the comments on the video I'll link to, the little satire whatever video, is that people started looking up the definition of words, and they looked up the definition of parody, and parody's based on imitation, and you obviously don't imitate somebody with their own content, so that doesn't make any sense. And then satire, I don't think they talked about that as much, but satire is basically, in the court cases I've read anyway, really has to do with exaggeration and has to do with creating something completely different. It's like this. There's a famous case over a song, "Pretty Woman," that was taken by a rap band, and they turned it into like "Hairy Woman" or something. And the court said they could do it. And I when I read that case, I found it a little disgusting because I thought it was a little bit outrageous that they gave permission to take the basic sound of the song and just change the lyrics. That's kind of just bullshit. But regardless, they let them do it because it was so distinctly different from the original that they saw no competitive disadvantage. And I would also say that they probably should have said Pretty Woman's been around long enough that it's probably okay to play with it a little bit. I think that should be part of the judgment of a law concerning copyright, especially when we're talking about copyright for financial interest and not copyright for preparatory artistic reasons. And that's another point I'll bring up in the law. quite obviously the law is acknowledging, when it has a whole bunch of stuff about what you can't do to a piece of artwork, it's acknowledging some respect for an artist's work. And I don't think it's going to be a huge stretch to say that some of what we do here is art. It's some of it, all of it isn't this talking thing, just reporting kind of crap. Some of it is our own presentation, and those presentations should be a piece of art that we can protect from somebody else shitting on. I mean, if we don't have a right to fuck with some statue because it destroys the the integrity of what the artist created, then I don't think we have the right to do it to each other. And I think that's a rational argument that can be made in court and sustained in court. So just throwing that argument out there. The other argument is that everybody's a sycophant, who's defending me, which is just really cheap rhetoric. But that's what they'll resort to, is cheap rhetoric. If somebody agrees with them, they're an intelligent person. If they agree with me, they're a sycophant. It's just, fuck that. But anyway, but speaking of, there is a guy who's talking a lot like me, but it's coming from another person, and it's good to hear. So I'll post a link to him. He's got the same liabilities I got, the long hair and shit. But he talks the talk pretty good. So I like it. So if I drop dead tomorrow, there's somebody to do the speechifying. There's other people out there, morbid atheists, a few others who are talking the talk, which is good. So, but yeah, we need somebody, we need to find ourselves a Martin Luther King or something to write speeches for. Somebody with that charisma thing or whatever it is. But anyway, one more point on the DMCA crap. That stupid asshole, the straight dope. He just said underneath the last video, he said something like, "I was subscribed to his videos," and the only reason why I was subscribed is because when Fake Sagan did the "Get Drunk with Your Gun" video, he did a video on that, and somebody linked me to it, and I saw it, and yeah, I mean that needed to be exposed. I mean, what Fake Sagan was doing was just outrageous, and I don't remember exactly whether every bit of it was fair or not. But it was news, and so it needed to be reported on, and so that's when I subscribed to him. But I haven't seen any of his other videos. I swear on my mother's life, not one of his other videos have I seen. Not the one on Brett Keane or Crazy Caleb or any of these other people that he's done this shit to. And so I can't remark on his treatment of those people. But I, certainly have the indication that he is an asshole to them also, and his whole channel is probably just a pile of crap. But anyway, so that's the explanation. Alright, I didn't sub to him because I thought he was doing a wonderful job. I subbed to him because of one video about a really outrageous event. Alright, anyway, so let's see what else is news. Venom Fang X did do a video posted by DPR Jones, apology video. And I've seen kind of, the same old routine, the apology video from the Christian fundamentalist who's gone all wrong, and so it'll probably have the same result. It was probably made with the same useless, pointless, meaningless sincerity as the rest of these fucktards. Obviously, Venom, I would say what you should be doing with your psychologist or whoever you're getting help from is talk about whether you're a sincere devotee or not. And if you're insincere, you probably shouldn't be a preacher. You should probably be talking to a preacher and getting guidance, not being a guidance counselor, because it's pretty clear that you didn't care about bearing false witness and doing a lot of other sins against your God. And I just don't buy the argument that you can have as much faith as you profess to have and at the same time violate the rules of the game. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You talked about a burning horrible hell, that all kinds of people deserve their fate, that the Jews and the Holocaust, all that crap. You said some really horrible things, and to say those things and then at the same time have no confidence in what you were saying, that is what you should analyze about yourself, because that is revealing that it's not about the truth for you. It's about some sort of where you psychologically feel comfortable. and like I said, that makes you a very bad preacher. You really shouldn't be trying to manipulate minds when your own mind is so fucked up. So anyway, enough of that shit. But yes, bygones be bygones. You know, whatever. All right, old hacks. I just threw this in there. Yeah, fuck you, fella. You know, he's favorited this stupid video by Straight Dope. So yeah, don't come barking up my trees no more, you piece of shit. You know, really, fuck you, hard. Yeah, I was just talking to him last night. You know, he's telling me about his video, and I was supposed to go watch it. Now, why would I watch any of your shit, you piece of scum and crap? I mean, fuck you. God damn. These people, you know, you think you can sit there and basically favor a piece of slander, and you're going against me. I'm supposed to call you friend or buddy or pal or something.